Hello everybody and welcome to episode 11 of Smackdown here on season 2 of Universe Mode. And we're starting things off as always with the 24/7 championship on the line. Who will answer the call this week? Of course, this is coming after this week's episode of Raw did not have a 24/7 championship match. Oh, look at this. It's a member of the Street Profits. But which member will it be? Angelo Dawkins, we know, is a former 24/7 champion. Here comes both members of the Street Profits, clearly looking for probably a little bit of payback on their former ally, current 24/7 champion Bobby Lashley. And it seems like it will be Montez Ford of the Street Profits getting the opportunity this week. Of course, as we previously mentioned, Angelo Dawkins is a former 24/7 champion here on Universe Mode. Montez Ford has never been a champion in Universe Mode. The last time we've really seen Montez Ford in action, he was in the Men's Royal Rumble match. He entered number 2 in that match. Now Montez Ford has an opportunity to win his first piece of championship gold in of the 24/7 championship. Well, actually, this is his second defense. And look at who's with him. Bobby Lashley's former manager, the former leader of the Hurt Business, MVP, following Bobby Lashley. Of course, Bobby Lashley, along with the Hurt Business, former AEW World Trios champions. Bobby Lashley, his first singles title was and still is the 24/7 championship, the title he possesses currently. Bobby Lashley, a member of the Monday Night Raw locker room, but with 24/7 rules, looking to put that title on the line here right now against a former ally and Montez Ford. Well, what a development. 24/7 title on the line.
Introducing the challenger from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 232 pounds, Montez Ford.
Montez very hyped for this opportunity.
Colorado Springs, Colorado, weighing in at 273 pounds, the 24/7 champion, the almighty Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley, a proud champion. A ton of men have held that 24/7 championship in the past. As Bobby looking at that championship, of course, the 24/7 title was not defended on Raw due to the Smackdown US title ladder match qualifier. But now here on Smackdown, the 24/7 title is on the line. That triple threat match on Monday was won by All Ego Ethan Page. Here we go. Montez Ford, the challenger. Bobby Lashley, the champion. 24/7 title on the line. Here we go. And Montez Ford, you got to think, he needs to become a singles champion. But Bobby Lashley starting off this matchup, throwing Montez. Of course, friendship out the window when championship gold is hanging in the balance. And Bobby Lashley using his amateur wrestling expertise. You see there, MVP, Bobby Lashley's old mentor, reunited. And Bobby staring right at MVP as he just wrestles Montez Ford around in this 24/7 title match to start things off. And of course, here on SmackDown, our main event, non-title action, the World Heavyweight Champion Eddie Kingston will go one-on-one with the man who pinned Ilya Dragunov last week, the Viper Randy Orton. which could have massive world title implications if Randy Orton's able to get the victory here tonight. We're also going to see the SmackDown debut of Monday Night Raw's Kenny Omega as he takes on the Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor later on tonight. We're also going to see Candice LeRae in action as she takes on Fallon Henley. We're going to see what Christian Cage's response to the Undertaker's surprising attack last week is. And, cover by Bobby, almost got the win. And we're also going to see the SmackDown debut of the returning Bubba Ray Dudley as he takes on the leader of the Final Testament, Karrion Kross. And all that and more here tonight. But Bobby Lashley, it's been all Bobby since the opening bell. All but now Montez able to recover. And Montez needs to use his quickness into the nice drop kick there by the challenger. And you got to thank Angelo Dawkins cheering Montez on. It was actually Angelo Dawkins who Bobby Lashley defeated to win the 24/7 championship. Montez Ford looking to bring that championship back home to the Street Profits. See the referee Charles Robinson repairing the buckle pad. I believe it was MVP who removed it, and MVP removing the buckle pad again. That damn snake. And Montez Ford, Charles Robinson in the way. Montez taking advantage by hitting a cheap shot. MVP accidentally given Montez the momentum in this match, which I know is not what MVP anticipated. But Montez Ford looking very well, now bashing Bobby Lashley in the corner, and now it is Montez in control. Throwing Lashley down. And now Montez into the splash, shoulders down, cover for the win. Kick out by Bobby. You know, for a man like Bobby Lashley, it is going to take more than that to put him away. And Montez with a nice crossbody, and this is where Montez needs to be careful. He cannot win the 24/7 championship by countout or disqualification. He needs to pin or submit Bobby Lashley in the ring if he wants to become the brand new 24/7 champion. And Montez throwing Lashley into the barricade and hitting a nice drop kick. And this is WrestleMania season. We are all over 2 weeks away from the show of shows, night 1 and night 2. And you know a championship reign during this. Wait a minute. Oh, Bobby Lashley. What the hell? Look at the height. Montez Ford almost lost the match by countout. Bobby Lashley said nuh-uh and hit a huge crossbody to Montez Ford. Now he broke the count. Matchup continues for the moment. And now it's Montez getting back inside the ring. Bobby Lashley not in a very good position. Count of 6. Tornado DDT by Ford. And Montez now into the cover. Is this enough? No. Maybe a little bit of frustration coming out of Montez Ford of the Street Profits. Of course, Street Profits were very close back in Season 1 to becoming SmackDown Tag Team Champions, titles that are currently held by AOP of the Final Testament. Now Montez on the middle rope waiting for Bobby to get back to his feet. Blockbuster connects. Beautiful looking move as Montez into the cover again. Oh, near fall. That was almost it. We almost had a new 24/7 champion right there. And Montez knows this is his match to win. DDT connects. But in the end, it was the champion who won as Bobby Lashley kicks off Well, we are back here on Smackdown as we are set for a showcase match. Cedric Alexander is here.
Is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, accompanied by Ashante Adonis from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 200 pounds, Cedric Alexander.
Well, Cedric Alexander, we know his alliance with Ashante the Adonis, a former member of Hit Row, the tag team known as Rags and Riches. And look at these two buddies as Ashante is accompanying Cedric Alexander to the ring for this matchup here tonight against Tony D'Angelo. And Cedric Alexander, he's had a few big wins in his SmackDown career, but Cedric Alexander believing he is the victim of a little bit of an injustice here on SmackDown, and he here tonight as Tony and Stacks are here ago, but now Cedric Alexander and Tony D'Angelo, who will be on top? We find out right now as this match is underway. Cedric Alexander with a nice little arm drag, and now into a submission hold. Cedric Alexander proving his worth. And Cedric Alexander, when he first came to SmackDown, when he was first drafted after AEW's unfortunate cancellation, Cedric promised himself he'd be a singles competitor. That was until he met the abandoned Ashante the Adonis of Hit Row after Top Dollar got released and moved to Monday Night Raw. Ooh, nice frog splash there by Alexander. Here is the cover, almost with the win over the Dawn. And Cedric Alexander in a tag team, Rags and Riches. They haven't had a whole lot of matches in their own right. Alexander, but who could forget, over a few months ago, Cedric Alexander got the win over Intercontinental Champion at the time, Grayson Waller. Not a lot was done about that. Cedric Alexander believing that was an injustice, a crime. Alexander says he was owed an Intercontinental title opportunity and it wasn't given to him. Alexander then says, fine, I'll prove that I deserve to be a champion here on SmackDown, singles or tag team. Tony D'Angelo took offense to that and called out Alexander for a fight. Now Alexander throwing Tony D'Angelo outside the ring, and it looks like Alexander looking to fly here tonight. Here we go into a suicide dive. Tony D'Angelo back first onto the barricade. This is awesome chance here between these two men, and oh, Alexander throwing Tony into those steel steps, almost threw him right into Ashante Adonis there. And now Tony D'Angelo dragging Alexander back inside the ring, and this match continues. Oh, vicious knee there by Cedric Alexander, and Alexander showing a little bit of a killer instinct attitude. Alexander believing that is what he needs to do if he wants to get the opportunities he is afforded. And now an elbow miss. Tony moving out of the way, looking for more momentum in this matchup. Alexander, though, all over the place here tonight. Tornado DDT. Alexander, brilliant performance here. Referee fixing the buckle pad, but Alexander with a brainbuster, going for the cover. But Charles Robinson is distracted with the buckle pad that Cedric's tag team partner Ashante the Adonis removed. Could inadvertently cost Alexander the match. Oh, into the muscle buster suplex. Here's the cover hook of the leg. Oh, Alexander getting the win. Well, Alexander able to get the win nonetheless. And Cedric Alexander, what about that performance here tonight against Tony D'Angelo, getting one hell of an impressive win here tonight on SmackDown as he celebrates with Ashante the Adonis here tonight. And you gotta think, after that performance, what does the future hold for the former AEW World Trios champion Cedric Alexander? Hopefully we find out in the next coming weeks. Well, we are back here on SmackDown, and it is time for tag team action, as it is the return of the Usos in tag team action, the longest reigning champions in Universe Mode history, coming together for the first time since day one, where they lost the SmackDown tag team titles. This is the first time we have ever seen the Usos enter a tag team match without the SmackDown tag team titles. They were the first ever SmackDown tag team champions. They lost the titles to the New Day at day one, the longest reigning title reign in Universe Mode history. But Jey Uso has a huge opportunity at WrestleMania, as he is the #1 contender for Wardlow and the Hardcore Championship. Here tonight, the Usos will take on Wardlow and a mystery partner in tag team action, as the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, are here, as now we prepare the arrival for the Hardcore Champion Jey Uso's WrestleMania opponent, Mr. Mayhem Wardlow. And you gotta think, Wardlow is a man who doesn't play well with others.
From Cleveland, Ohio, weighing in at 277 pounds, the Hardcore Champion,
Wardlow is not a man who makes too many friends in the professional wrestling industry. You gotta think, who the hell in this locker room would agree to team up with this selfish son of a bitch? Wardlow, of course, the longest reigning Hardcore Champion in Universe Mode history. He won that belt on the build-up to Survivor Series War Games back in Season 1. He's held that title ever since, defending the title against the likes of Uncle Howdy and many, many more. Wardlow, full steam ahead to WrestleMania, where he will put that Hardcore Championship on the line against Jey Uso. But here tonight, Wardlow focusing on who the hell he chose to be his tag team partner here tonight, is Wardlow holding that title high. He's also the first ever World Heavyweight Champion in Universe Mode history. A lot of people seem to forget about that, but Wardlow was the inaugural world champ. Oh, who the hell is this? Who is his partner?
Weighing in at 210 pounds, Rush.
The indestructible El Idol Blanco. Rush is Wardlow's opponent. Of course, we saw Rush last week on Smackdown. That was the man that Jey Uso beat to become the #1 contender for the Hardcore Championship. And I think Rush has not forgotten. I think Rush agreeing to team up with the Hardcore Champion just to get a little bit of payback on main event Jey Uso. It's well, you know the common phrase, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and it seems to be the case for Wardlow and Rush. Of course, Rush, normally a good guy, but Rush was really looking forward to being a part of WrestleMania, but because he lost to Jey Uso in the #1 contenders match, Rush will not be going to WrestleMania, and I think Rush looking to make the Usos pay here tonight. Well, one-time only partnership between the Hardcore Champion and Rush as Jey Uso will start things off against the Hardcore Champion, getting a little bit of a WrestleMania preview here to start off this tag team match. The first time the Usos are in tag team action ever since they lost the SmackDown tag team titles at Day 1 a few months ago. Ever since then, the Usos mainly focused on singles competition. Back at the Elimination Chamber, Jimmy Uso tried challenging MJF for the United States Championship, came up short, and Jey Uso tried to go to the World Heavyweight Championship match at WrestleMania, failed, and now Jey Uso is going to WrestleMania for the Hardcore title. Jey now, went for a headbutt. Hardcore champ Wardlow moving out of the way, and Wardlow has been absolutely dominant here on Universe Mode. Power bomb, and now tagging in his partner Rush. And I think that was how Wardlow was able to recruit Rush for this tag team match. It's like, hey, remember, it could have been you. It should have been you I could have faced at WrestleMania for my Hardcore Championship, but it's not because of Jey Uso. And now Jimmy Uso, his first match back in a couple of weeks, as Jimmy Uso, Mr. No Yeet, the more aggressive one of the Uso brothers, now taking it to Rush. Here's the cover by Jimmy. Is this enough? Oh, but a quick kick out by Rush. This match just beginning. A little bit foolish of Mr. Jimmy Uso to assume that that was going to be it for the former tag champs. Oh, wait a minute. Rush, shoulders are down for the wing kick out. And Rush, former member of the AEW roster. He had a legendary rivalry with Bandito over there. Oh, Jey. And that offended Jimmy Uso. Jey landed back first onto the apron, hardest part of the ring. And now Jimmy Uso standing up for his brother. It's now momentarily 1-on-2 for Jimmy Uso. Now laying out the Hardcore Champion. He's all alone with Rush. And Jimmy stalking his prey, thinking, what do I have to do to put this big man down? Into the elbow. And Rush, the brother of fellow SmackDown competitor Dragon Lee. He was allies with Lee and Andrade El Idolo in their rivalry against the House of Black back in Season 1. And Rush and Jimmy Uso locking horns middle of the ring. Oh, vicious dropkick there by Rush. And now, what does Rush have planned? Oh, vicious stomps right on to the fingers of Jimmy Uso. Now a tag to Wardlow, Hardcore Champion, back in the fray. And now Wardlow. Drop down. Oh, caught. fall away slam, and that looked painful. Here's the cover by the champion. Cover hook of the leg kick out by Jimmy. And now, oh, look at this. Jay back in. Jey Uso main event. Jey Uso competed in numerous SmackDown main events ever since day one. Jimmy becoming quite the popular competitor. Oh, the shotgun drop kick right into the corner. And Wardlow is bleeding, busted open. And look at this by Wardlow, Hurricane Rana. And you don't see many men Wardlow's size be able to pull something like that off. Oh, shoulder tackle like a freight train. And Wardlow, no one has been able to take that Hardcore Championship off him ever since he beat Bray Wyatt and the current World Heavyweight Champion Eddie Kingston to win that title. And Jey Uso with a nice Samoan drop to Roosh. A little bit of a rematch from SmackDown. Oh, what is this? He's just standing there. And that gave Roosh enough time to recover and get out of that predicament. Could you imagine if Roosh and Wardlow defeat the former longest reigning SmackDown Tag Team Champions? That could do wonders for Roosh and Wardlow if they decide to stay a tag team. Maybe Wardlow could be the first dual champion, SmackDown Tag and Hardcore Champion. As Jimmy now back in, but Roosh still in control in the massive suplex. Oh, now focusing on Jey Uso, throwing him over the top rope. And now take it out, Jimmy Roosh like a man possessed. Roosh with one hell of a performance in this tag team match here on SmackDown. And now, oh, sidewalk slam to Jimmy Uso. And the Usos might be showing a little bit of ring rust. Oh, Jay trying to stand up for his brother. Oh, and Roosh tried to go after Jay. And Jimmy now throwing Roosh into the steel steps. Nobody messes with the bloodline. And Roosh felt that here tonight. As now both men back inside the ring. Main event Jay back in. And now Jay looking to beat the hell out of his rival Roosh. Into the Irish whip. Drop down. Leapfrog. And another Samoan drop. Oh, and Wardlow is reaching for that tag, but Jay into the cover and another kick out in this matchup. But now Jay, the single 1D, no. Wardlow able to get out of it, clearly did his homework after their last encounter. Here's the cover again, shoulders are down. Kick out at 2 this time. And you gotta think Roosh is thinking, what do I have to do to put this man away? The #1 contender for the Hardcore Championship is Jey Uso. And you gotta think, maybe Jimmy, like, what does he feel about this? He's getting a singles title opportunity at WrestleMania. Jimmy doesn't have a match at WrestleMania. Sure, you could be proud of your brother, but natural jealousy could be a factor. But Jimmy right now very supportive of the fact that his brother's going to Mania. But Wardlow beating down his challenger at WrestleMania. Oh, looked like Wardlow wanted a double team there, but Jay able to get out of it. Wardlow now over the top. And it is chaos here in this tag team match. Jay now going after Roosh. Jimmy going after Wardlow. And now Jimmy bringing the Hardcore Champion back inside the ring. And Jay now fully prepared. Irish whip. Spear! Spear connects. Oh, but Roosh right there clearly did not want the loss here tonight. A second straight loss. That could have been it for the Usos, but no. Oh, wait a minute. Wardlow able to get out of it. And now, again, gonna go for it. Fall away slam connects. And Wardlow is so amazing when he steps foot in between those ropes. The first ever World Heavyweight Champion in Universe Mode history. The current Hardcore Champion. Wardlow has been at the top of the mountain. He's been at the bottom. He's been everywhere you could imagine. And Wardlow again, just looking at, shot of the midsection there by Jay. Super kick connects. And that bought Jay just enough time to tag in his brother Jimmy Uso. And now Jimmy. Shot right to the back. Just looking to weaken the big man. And now raking the eyes. Jimmy Uso does not give a damn about his opponent's well-being, unlike Jey Uso. Jimmy Uso, a bit like a polar opposite of main event Jey. Another cover. Wardlow kicking out at 1 this late into the matchup. Now another tag to Jey.